Welcome to Sabukaturi Unveiling TV. Here we bring you a treasure trove of knowledge and wisdom, unveiling hidden truths and untold stories from various realms of exploration. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the American language, specifically, those words that have, over time, become lost in the pages of history. Words that once had a place in everyday conversations but have now been forgotten, replaced, or simply faded away. Language, like everything else, is not immune to change. It evolves, adapts, and grows with us. As cultures shift, as societies progress, the words we use to communicate our thoughts and ideas transform too. Some words bloom while others wilt. Some words survive while others fade into obscurity. Imagine a time when behoove was a common term, used to express the necessity of an action, or when gadzooks, an expression of surprise or annoyance, was a part of daily parlance. These words, once integral to our language, have now become relics of a bygone era. The reasons for their disappearance are as diverse as the words themselves. Sometimes a simpler or more modern term takes over. Sometimes the concept the word represents becomes obsolete. And sometimes the word just falls out of fashion, its usage dwindling until it's all but forgotten. But why does it matter? Why should we care about these forgotten words? Well, language is more than just a means of communication. It's a reflection of our history, our culture, our evolution as a society. Each word carries with it a story, a piece of the past that offers insight into where we've come from and perhaps where we're going. So buckle up, word enthusiasts, as we take a trip down the linguistic memory lane. We're about to explore the forgotten words of the American language, their meanings, their origins, and their impact on our society. It's a journey of discovery, of learning, and of celebrating the rich tapestry of our language. So stay tuned, because we're just getting started. Language, like any living thing, evolves with time, and with this evolution, some words unfortunately get left behind. One might wonder why certain words fall out of use. The reasons are as varied as the words themselves. Cultural shifts, technological advancements, and the introduction of new slang and jargon all play their parts. As society changes, our language changes with it. For instance, consider the word gadzooks. Once a common exclamation of surprise, it's now all but disappeared from our vocabulary. Why? Because it has been replaced by more modern expressions like OMG and wow. The same happened to groovy, a word that once epitomized the laid-back vibe of the 70s but now sounds outdated and even comical to our contemporary ears. Similarly, technological advancements have led to the obsolescence of certain terms. With the advent of smartphones and digital communication, who still remembers the dial-up internet or even the pager? As technology evolves, the language we use to describe it evolves too, leaving behind words that no longer have a purpose. Even the introduction of new slang and jargon can push older words out of use. Take, for example, the term bee's knees. This phrase, used in the roaring 20s to denote something outstanding or excellent, has been replaced by more contemporary expressions like cool, awesome, or lit. Language, in its essence, is a reflection of the times. It captures the zeitgeist, the spirit of the age, in a way that few other things can. As we leave behind certain words, we also leave behind a part of our history, a snapshot of who we were at a particular moment in time. However, this is not a cause for lament. Instead, it is a testament to our ability to adapt, to change, to evolve. It is a celebration of our dynamism, our creativity, and our endless capacity for reinvention. As we move into a digital age, even more words are destined to become linguistic relics. Now, let's dive into the treasure trove of forgotten words. First up, we have flapdoodle. No, it's not a type of poodle with particularly large ears, but rather a fanciful term for nonsense or absurdity. Originating from the mid-19th century, it's a word that burst onto the scene with a flourish, only to fade away like a forgotten melody. Imagine saying, "Cut the flapdoodle, Jerry. We all know unicorns don't do taxes." Next, we have lollygag. This is not a type of candy on a stick, but a term for someone who spends their time aimlessly or is excessively slow. It sounds like something your grandmother might scold you with, doesn't it? This word saw its heyday in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Picture this. Stop lollygagging about or we'll miss the horse-drawn carriage to the sock hop. Let's move on to gobbledygook. This isn't a turkey's attempt at beatboxing, but rather a term for language that is meaningless or hard to understand. It emerged around the mid-20th century, but in the age of texting and emojis, it's been largely forgotten. Try using it in a sentence like, "This instruction manual is pure gobbledygook." it might as well be written in hieroglyphics. And who could forget poppycock? This isn't a type of popcorn, but in fact, a term for nonsense or foolish talk. It was a popular term in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, but it's been largely relegated to the linguistic scrap heap. Imagine saying, "That's sheer poppycock, Mildred, cats can't play the piano." Finally, we have nincompoop. This isn't a group of ninjas, but a term for a foolish or stupid person. It's a wonderfully expressive word that's been largely forgotten in the 21st century. Picture using it like this. "Don't be such a nincompoop, Larry. Of course we can't fly to Mars in a hot air balloon." These forgotten words were once part of the fabric of our language, adding color, nuance, and a healthy dose of humor. Their decline in usage reflects changes in society, technology, and communication. But who knows, perhaps one day they'll make a comeback, and we'll all be calling each other nincompoops again. Who knew that such delightful words were gathering dust in the linguistic attic? The loss of these words may seem trivial, but it has a profound impact on our society and culture. Let's dive into this a bit more. When words fall into disuse, we lose more than just vocabulary. We lose a part of our past, our heritage, and our understanding of how our ancestors thought and communicated. These forgotten words are like keys to unlocking the nuances of historical texts. Without them, our comprehension of these texts becomes limited and distorted. Imagine reading a centuries-old manuscript where every other word is unfamiliar. It's like trying to put together a puzzle with missing pieces. The lost words are those missing pieces. They held specific meanings, expressed certain emotions, and painted vivid pictures that modern words might not fully capture. Their absence makes it harder to fully understand and appreciate the richness of our literary history. Moreover, the loss of words also means losing a part of our cultural diversity. Language is a reflection of a society's thoughts, beliefs, and customs. Each word is a prism through which we can view the world from a different perspective. When these words disappear, we lose these unique perspectives and the richness they bring to our language. Consider the word sabokatori. This old term, once used to describe a person who unveils hidden truths, is now rarely spoken. Its disappearance not only takes away a unique way to describe such individuals, but also erodes our understanding of how past generations perceived and valued truth seekers. Now let's think about the words we use today. They shape our thoughts, our conversations, and ultimately, our world. As we move forward, it's important to remember that every word has its own history, its own story, and when we lose a word, we lose a piece of that story. The words we use shape our world, and losing them is like losing a piece of our history. So let's cherish our linguistic heritage and keep our language rich and diverse, for the words we use today will become the history of tomorrow. So there you have it, a trip through the bygone era of forgotten words. It's fascinating, isn't it? How language evolves, how words fade into obscurity, and how new ones take their place. Yet these forgotten words are not just relics of the past, they are a testament to the dynamic nature of language and a reminder of our cultural heritage. Each word carries a story, a piece of history that reflects the society of its time. By bringing back these lost words into our daily vocabulary, we keep this history alive. We become active participants in the preservation of language, contributing to its richness and diversity. Language is not just about communication, it's about connection. It's about understanding our past, shaping our present, and envisioning our future. So, let's keep these words alive. Let's keep our language vibrant. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Sabukatori Unveiling TV for more enlightening videos.